Hi, I'm Lee from Ransom Spares. If your cooker's overheating or your control knob is just turning round without any resistance, then it's likely to be the thermostat on your cooker that needs replacing. And we're going to be showing you how to do that. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to replace the thermostat into this built-in single electric cooker. The first thing I'm going to do is remove the door on this oven. This is just for ease of access. It just makes it easier when we're getting to the back of the cooker to remove the capillary. What we need to do here is, on the hinges there's normally a couple of clips, and we just need to pull these back like so, and then when we go to close the oven door, what happens is the hinge won't close on themselves, but instead the door will come away from the hinge housing. Make sure that you hold onto the door firmly when you do this. Okay, now we need to move the oven shelves so that we can get into the oven itself and gain access to the thermostat temperature sensor. This will be in the back of the oven, and this one, it's at the top as well. And just be careful when you pull this away from the clips like that, and then it can just be left to dangle there in the oven for a moment. At this stage, the oven will need to come out of its unit if it's a built-in oven, because you need to get to the back of the oven to take off the back panel in order to get to the control panel where the thermostat lies. If yours is built-in, there's just normally a couple of screws down each side. If you remove those screws, then the oven will just simply slide out of the kitchen unit. Obviously, if it's a freestanding cooker, then it will just pull out from where it's stood. Once we've got the oven out of the unit, all we need to do is gain access to the control panel. On this cooker, we do this by undoing the screws on the top and down the back of the casing. The thermostat on this electric cooker is behind the control knob here. It's also piggybacked onto the back of a selector switch. Sometimes there isn't a selector switch and the thermostat is just simply connected straight onto the knob. What we need to do now is we need to pull off the knob, and then we can undo the screws that are holding the thermostat in place. To pull off the knob, it's just a matter of prizing it away. This will then give us access to the screws here that require undoing. Once the screws are removed, the thermostat and switch will then come away from the control panel. What we need to do now is just make a note of where all the wires go before we start taking them off. With the wires removed, the thermostat will now come away from the selector switch at the back. So now we have the thermostat separated from the switch, and as you can see, this is the capillary tube that goes down to the sensor in the back of the oven. If we now go back to the thermostat sensor that is now dangling in the oven that we left earlier, this can now be pushed up through the roof of the oven and out the top. Now we have the thermostat and capillary and sensor removed from the oven. All we need to do now is replace it exactly the same way as we took it out. Ransom Spares always recommends replacing parts with the genuine parts, and you can get all these online at ransomspares.co.uk. When you're handling a thermostat, always make sure you do so with care. This capillary tube is a hollow tube that if you break it, the thermostat won't work correctly, because the build-up of pressure which regulates the thermostat will leak, and therefore your oven will just overheat. So all we need to do is replace the capillary by locating it back into the top of the oven and just let that dangle back down into the oven again. Now we need to replace the wires that came off. And fasten and reconnect the thermostat back onto the selector switch if it has one, and then it's just a matter of rescrewing the thermostat in place. Just remember when we're replacing the door to reclose the clips. So there you go. If your cooker's not regulating the temperature correctly, i.e. it's overheating, then it's likely to be the thermostat that's faulty. So now you know how to fix it. I'd like to thank you for watching today's video. Remember, you can get all your spares and accessories online at ransomspares.co.uk. Thanks for watching.